Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be talking about the Washington Commanders hiring a new special teams coordinator, Larry Izzo, and I think this is a very good move, and we're going to be going over his background as a player and as a coach. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and that notification bell as well so you never miss a video. So overall, I really like this move, but let's get into why I like this move, and let's get into a background on Larry Izzo. Overall though, Dan Quinn is building out a very good staff here in Washington, at least in my opinion, and there's still some guys that they need to finish, adding to the squad in terms of the coaching staff, but I really think these position coaches are extremely important, and that's a big reason why the Commanders' development with their draft picks wasn't there the last few years, I believe, is the position group, or the position coaches. I'll talk about that later, but Larry Izzo, special teams coordinator. He's been Seattle's special teams coordinator since 2018. He's a three-time Super Bowl champ as a player, grew up in Nova, Ashburns, Broad Run High School, and he has a great track record. You look at the DVOA, which is basically like an advanced metric on how good their special teams has been. 2021, 5th overall, 2022, 4th overall, 2023, 8th overall. He's been very good. He also played in the NFL for a long time. I was looking into it, and I was looking at his stats. I was like, why has this guy made 3 Pro Bowls when his stats, like, it wasn't insane? And then I was like, okay, it's got to be special teams. And I was like thinking, oh, well, he is a special teams. He might be a special teams coordinator for a reason. And I'll pull it up, pull up his stats real quick. I should have done it earlier, but he actually made 3 Pro Bowls, I believe, and they were all as a special teams player and had, I believe, the most special teams tackles in a long time. And yeah, we'll just look at it. So played in Miami 1996, played under Bill Belichick in from 1996 to 2000, he was in Miami, made 1 Pro Bowl, and then from 2001 to 2008 was with the Patriots. I believe he won 3 Super Bowls during that time, and then played with the Jets. So 3 Pro Bowls as a special teams guy is pretty impressive, and you can look at his stats right here. A lot of special teams tackles with the Patriots. Learned under Bill Belichick as a special teams guy. Very smart, and that's his playing resume. Coaching-wise, shout out to NBC, or I guess not NBC Sports. Or I guess it is NBC. I was thinking NBC Sports Washington, but whatever. Izzo was Seattle's special teams coordinator for the last 3 seasons. He was a Texans special teams coordinator from 2016 to 2017, and was with the Giants from 2011 to 2015 as an assistant special teams, coordinator, and appeared in 200 games for the Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets. 3-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Super Bowl champion. Talked about that as well. And yeah, besides that, there's not a ton to talk about. Nate Katzer was just not that good here in Washington. He had a couple good years, but I feel like the last few years, it just wasn't, at least last year or 2 wasn't great. The returners weren't amazing. A lot of penalties. I mean, Crowder was solid, but overall the returners weren't great. A lot of penalties. The kicking was terrible. The guys they brought in to kick, even the guys they brought in to replace, like not Garrett Gilbert. It was Brian Johnson was a good one. It was Chris Blewett. Like, I don't know how they brought him in and decided to keep him. The special teams wasn't great. I didn't like a lot of I think special teams is a part of the game that should, analytics should be used so much. Like, there's so many stats on, okay, what's your expected value when you return versus not return? Like, I honestly feel like most of the time you should not return. If you're getting the ball guaranteed at the 25 and you don't have to risk injury, you don't have to risk a fumble, and also risk a penalty, which the percentage of the time that you get a penalty on special teams is probably like 30% on the kickoffs when you take it out, maybe even a little bit, probably around 30%. So it just, and the chance that you're going to get a touchdown, probably like 1%, no, not even 1%. I don't know, like very, very low. It might happen once a season for your team, and that is, it didn't happen for the Commanders this year on kick return. It happened once on punt return. So you think about all the chances they had, and 1 combined touchdown on punt return / kick return. So it's really hard to do. So I think, you know, the analytics is very important. I'm hoping Larry Izzo is able to help with that. I think, though, in terms of scheme and stuff for special teams and how to get his guys ready to play, I don't know personally, but just from thinking about it as a player's perspective, he played special teams at a very high level for a long time, for 10 years. So he's able to get his guys ready and help them, you know, make sure they're getting these tackles, make sure they're lined up right versus some other guys. I think that's important to have in a special teams coach. He played, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years, was in the NFL for 14 but missed. I mean, he played for 14 years. He was just out for a full year. But I really like this hire. Probably my favorite out of all the hires so far. I did like the Cliff Kingsbury hire. Joe Witt, I honestly don't know what to, you know, really think. But to get him from, you know, Seattle, I think is a good get, especially when he had a chance to go back with Mike Macdonald. So this is a good hire. He has experience, so we don't have to worry about that. And honestly, like, the resume he has right here, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he got a head coaching job if he does a really good job here in Washington. I know special teams coordinators don't really get a lot of coaching jobs or head coaching jobs, but if he does well here again in Washington, I wouldn't be surprised if he got a head coaching job eventually, because you look at that number 5, number 4, number 8, that's really good consistency right there. And it's not like they've had a lot of good talent. Like, they haven't had any great punters. I mean, Jason Meyer's been okay, but like, they haven't, it's not like they have elite talent. They don't have any amazing returners. Like, that's a lot of it is him. So just want to talk about that. I think it's a good move. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.